Okay, today we're going to work on the bucket. So we're using Cadmium Red Medium and raw umber. And also for the handle, for the bucket, it's going to be a red bucket. For the handle, it's going to be yellow. And we'll get to this part after we finish the bucket. So I'm going to start with Cadmium Red Medium for the first layer. It's sunny. Sun is coming from the left, and I'm using a round brush. You're welcome to use any brush you like, any brush that works. It's just the reason I'm using round because it has kind of a round shape, so it's easier. Now I'm going to take a bit of raw umber, cadmium yellow medium, cadmium red medium, and darken this area here. This is where it's going to be, it has more shadows. Right here, right next to the dress. Also, I'm going to take combination raw umber, cadmium red medium, and I'm going to work on the inside of the bucket or the other side right here. Another area where I would put a dark red is where the lip of the bucket is, or what is it called? The fold? No, I don't know what it's called. Right here, right there. And we're going to take some cadmium red medium, only cadmium red medium. Add a rim right here. Okay, so now just go back to here and just kind of enhance this. I'm gonna pause for a minute so we can all do the same, get to the same point.
It looks good.
Yeah. Okay, so now we are using Cadmium Red Light, and we're going to start where the sunny part is and just give it a bit of highlight on this side. Also the rim, we're going to do the same for the rim. We don't have to highlight it too much. This is good. It's enough. I'm going to switch to a smaller brush, round, and then highlight the top part of the rim. Not all the way, just to we stop here because this has to stay in the shadow area. Awesome. And then maybe a little bit in the back, in the back part right here. right there. Smaller kind of line in there. You don't have to, but if you like, you could just add this little kind of detail in there. Doesn't make a big difference, but that's it. Now next is the handle, and it's going to be yellow. I would say cadmium yellow medium, and we will darken it with the same, we'll try raw umber to darken that. All right, so I'm going to stop right now and then we'll come back to this.
We need a tiny brush for this one.
Right, yes. So now, cadmium yellow medium, and we're going to paint the handle of the bucket. All the way down. To the rim. And we're going to try to have a thin line, a circle, right, like this. It doesn't have to be perfect. We can also do just a kind of yellow like this, and then put the red in it.
Oops.
Inside it. So now, with doing that, the next step is to take raw umber, mix it with the cadmium yellow medium, and just kind of do the side of the handle. This is where it's going to be darker. And also the back, a little bit right there. Should be okay. That should be enough. It's a very thin line and no need for too much detail in here. I'm just going to highlight it a bit with the same color, cadmium yellow medium, and a bit here, the back part. And that's good enough. Maybe a little bit of a darker shade with raw umber right here, just to push this part of the plastic away from the rim so it doesn't look like it's stuck to the rim. And also what I would do is take again same raw umber on a round brush and try a bit inside the plastic round that we have here on one side only. So sun is coming from this direction, left, so you will see inside the plastic round that sits on top of the, oh, actually, why am I doing it? Here, look, right here. See this?
Oh, it's like a ring.
Yes, the ring in there. One side of the ring, I'll do it here on this one. One side of the ring, it's going to be dark here and over here. So this is what we're doing. One side of the ring inside is going to be dark, and outside it's going to be dark on from the outside on the same side, but outside is going to be here and inside is going to be in here. So nothing on this part inside the ring. Keep it, because the light is hitting this way. Does it make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right. I'm going to pause. All right, for the hair, now that we finished the bucket, it's like, it looks good. And for the hair, we're going to use burnt umber, yellow ochre, and titanium buff. So we have the burnt umber for the darker part, and we can mix yellow ochre and titanium buff with burnt umber for the light part. I'm not going to use burnt umber alone, just by itself. It's a bit too dark. We don't need to. Can use a bit of yellow ochre in it, just to soften it a bit, because acrylic dries darker. And we're going to come here and put this color right here. I'm using a round brush and a bit out on this side, right here. Now we might need 2 layers. For it to cover. And also, instead of having a straight line right here, just kind of wisp it a bit, where right on this side, so it doesn't look like it's too straight. Right there. We're going to darken a bit because this is where the hat sits, so just in a minute. And I'm going to do this, so let it dry. Now here, I'm going to take hair behind the ribbon and just kind of play around with this right here. Not much. We're not going to see a lot of the hair here. We'll see a bit of wispy hair. Again, a bit of couple that are coming out like this, just one line, like that. I'm going to let it dry. Meanwhile, do you want me to stop? Give you some time?
No, it's okay.
Okay, all right. Now, I'm going to take titanium buff, put it in this, and yellow ochre in the burnt umber. So see how soft it is right now? This color, it's not harsh. Because what we're going to do, let's take a bit of more raw umber. I'm leaving room for the colors to dry because it's going to dry darker. But my paint is wet, so it will give me a nice, like that, it will give me a nice line, wispy line. If your paint is dry, it's the brush is not going to move easily. So, okay, let's take round brush, small, and we're going to come here where her hair, her face is. We're going to wisp a couple of lines. Doesn't have to be exactly the same what we see in there, but just a couple of hair over her face. And we will highlight this. Okay, now I'm assuming that this part is dry already, so I'm going to darken this where the hat it sits. And we're going to highlight a bit. Now I'm going to take more of the titanium buff and titanium buff and yellow ochre into the same mixture. So I'm highlighting the brown burnt umber. I'm highlighting it. I'm making it lighter, but I don't want to use just titanium buff. I want some gold in it. So that's where yellow ochre comes in. Same, I'm just going to take a couple. Over some of the ones that I've done already, not new ones. This is the same hair, strands of hair, but they're lighter, where a bit lighter, because that's the light hitting, the sun hitting a couple. So it's not everywhere. It's where there's a strong sun. Over here. Let's kind of soften this area here because it's harsh. It's good. Again, more highlight, more of the yellow ochre and titanium buff. And again, just kind of in the, see, when the hair is up, curved, it will catch more sun, more light. So it's kind of more of on this curve right here only, and then it becomes darker at the bottom. Where the face is, we don't have to do too much for that. It's fine. Just leave it just the way it is. Go back to this highlight and put some here. And if it looks like a mess in there, it's okay. Right here. It's okay. It doesn't have to look, it doesn't have to look neat and tidy. It's actually supposed to be messy.
It's a windy day.
It's a windy day. Exactly. I'm just kind of darkening a little bit. Not dark, yes, kind of putting more color on this side. right here, down here, because the first layer was a bit weak. All right, I think we're good. We can move on to the ribbon. All right, I'm gonna pause.
My cat said he's ready too.
Right? Not ready? Yes, ready, right?
My cat is ready. He's meowing, saying yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So cadmium orange and burnt umber for the ribbon, and for the hat on the trim, or not the trim, the ribbon on the hat. Yeah, the band. Thank you. Now, we can usually, if you want to do darken an orange, we use the opposite color on the color wheel, which is blue. But it might take it into more of a cool, and it will. It makes the orange on the cool side. I like to keep this orange on the warm side, so I'm going to use burnt umber. This is not too dark, medium tone. This will give us room to highlight with pure orange after. So I'm using a round brush, and we'll see if it works. I might need to use a smaller brush. A round brush. And if we need to go darker, we will do that. But this mid-tone is perfect. Now, for the ribbon, I'm going to use the same color. This is the knot. This is the other part of the ribbon right here. And it's kind of has a movement in there because of the wind. And with this also, we're going to use darks and lights. This is mid-tone. I'm widening this ribbon a bit. It's not thin, it's wide. You will see it more when I put the next. This is the first layer. You'll see it better when I put the next layer. Okay. I'm going to take more of the burnt umber in and put it in orange, so darkening my orange. Put some in here. And over here as well. And you'll see in a minute, when I start highlighting, you will see the ribbon in a kind of more detailed. I'll put some in here just to separate both. Separate the ribbon a bit. Burnt umber. I'm kind of using right now just burnt umber for the darkest darks. I'm taking just orange. Highlighting. And it doesn't have to look like when you're highlighting, it really doesn't have to be, doesn't have to look perfect. You know, like if you see that there's a part of this ribbon that is not 100% clear, it's okay. It's a suggestion, mostly. I'm going to take more. Now, I'm going to move with try to highlight with the movement of the ribbon. So it's higher here. I'm going to highlight this more. And it's kind of higher right there. So it looks like it has a nice movement. I'm trying to soften a bit the shadows. And we'll put white. We'll add white to the orange to give it that strong highlight where there's a strong sun. This part, I would like to darken this part here. Make it maybe part of the dress. Yeah, that's better. Again, second layer. We're getting more now definition. Now I'm going to take a little bit of white. with orange. I'm just adjusting the shape of the ribbon here. Okay, good. And we're good. I might put, I think I should put a bit, a thin line down here, just to define the ribbon a bit, right here. That's it. We're good. Every time I think we're good, I find something else. All right. I'm gonna stop recording or pause. All right, let's do the band. Highlight it. Do a little bit of a dark down here. And more highlight up here. That doesn't need a lot. We're good. Okay, this project is done. We're moving on to the next project.